Hey cats, it's Ed, Midsole Bud here. A quite incredible new women's marathon world record in Berlin recently. Tigist Assefa running in the ADIDAS Pro EVO 1 shoe. Super exclusive, of course. You can throw your name into the hat as long as you got 400 quid, though most of us could probably pick up a whole running shoe rotation just for the price of that one pair of shoes. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. What insane multi-shoe training and racing rotation can I pick up for £400? Let's burn some midsole, smell my outsole. Was that really the Pro EVO 1 from Adidas? Does seem to be a different outsole there on the bottom. It's certainly not the one that we've all been sort of looking at over on the Adidas website. Same upper, same midsole, but maybe they wanted a little bit more traction there. So yeah, probably weighs a little bit more than their sample size now, right? But I'm sure that Adidas and the cats at World Athletics already knew that, right? They did know that, right? Anyway, 400 notes is some big dough. That's some heavy credits that we could spend on a much wider shoe rotation. What can I come up with for some marathon mile mastication? As a race offering, why not the 170 quid discounted Adios Pro 3? It seems that that shoe was good enough for Charlotte Purgy to come in with a superb time at Berlin. This time round, her finish of 2 hours 22:17, clearly a top-notch model, and it still leaves us with 230 quid to get some other training options. So if it's good enough for Charlotte Purgy, I think it's probably good enough for the rest of us. Though in fairness, this model takes quite a pounding and it's going to last hundreds of miles without any issues, so maybe we can actually use it for some racing and some premium training runs as well in a build-up to a marathon. So starting off 400 quid, take away 170 for the Adios Pro 3, from Sport Shoes or from Pro Direct. That leaves us with 230 big ones. How about a 42% off deal on a shoe that could double as a recovery like easy mile option, but also do some speedier stuff when required? I'm talking about the Fuelcell Rebel V3. I always found the V2 like quite a good sort of recovery shoe really. It's just so soft with that Fuelcell foam. This one's discounted at sportshoes.com down to $74.99. Makes for a very versatile and soft midsole shoe. Nice and light, so it's not going to weigh you down at all on some of those faster efforts. But like I said, there's a load of squash and cushion and compression there if you want to take them out for some easier sort of recovery type runs. I found the V2 version pretty durable, and I don't see why it's going to be any different here. That's one thing actually that Fuelcell was really good for, durability and sort of longevity. Don't think it was the fastest foam out there, but it certainly wins us over with some other attributes. Taking off £75 from the 230 left leaves us with about £155 for a long run shoe. Perhaps something else to fill out the rotation. We'll see what's available. For about 144 quid at sportshoes.com, we can grab the rather new and fetching Magic Speed 3 from Asics. Now we might get a bit more of a durable kind of rebound here in the foam. It's the Flight Foam Blast Plus, not quite as brittle as the Flight Foam Turbo stuff in some of the top end shoes. Full length carbon plate here that's going to provide us with either a great long run training shoe or something even for some shorter distance racing, perhaps as we build up for our marathon attempt. More outsole rubber than the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus or Edge shoes, certainly back there in the heel, which is where you got most of the wear in those models. And it could even provide a good alternative to our race shoe, the Adios Pro 3. So I think the Rebel can probably take on most of the daily type stuff there. The Magic Speed 3 filling in for some of the faster, sort of higher tempo workouts, or perhaps even some speed and interval sessions too. Perhaps even taking a load off the Adios Pro 3 for racing, some of those shorter distances. That means we can keep the Adidas shoe free for those sort of premium long runs and the main event itself. So starting there with £155 minus 144 leaves us 11 quid. That's enough to buy some decent socks or maybe an energy gel or two. Top drawer. Let's be having you for a second rotation now. All for less than 400 English pounds. Sport Shoes seem to have found a Del Boy style job lot of the orange version of the Nike Zoom X Vaporfly Next Percent 2. Need to take a breath after that one. Where they've magicked these absolute bangers up is beyond me, but for a measly price of 157 smackaroonies down from 225, we can safely say they're not going to sit around for long. Especially when they've got almost all of the men's sizing too. The ladies won't miss out either. They've even got a whole set of the ladies version here in this black, red and pink. I think they probably work for men and women, either colorway really, it doesn't matter, does it? So yeah, if you don't want to shell out 225 notes for the new Vaporfly, this one's just as good. Maybe even better, actually. There's very few box fresh pairs of the Vaporfly Next Percent 2 around anymore at this point, so I think that covers your half marathon or full marathon racing and some premium training too. So £400 minus that 157 leaves us 243 to fill out the remaining parts of the rotation. Both ProDirect and SportShoes.com have various sizes and colorways of the ADIZERO Primex Strung. They're about £161 right now. It's not to be sneezed at. Nice tasty discount there on a shoe that could cover all sorts. Personally for me, and it might work like that for you too, I found it really good for recovery type runs where I just needed to sort of bounce myself along, but it was also absolutely fantastic for those longer efforts too, when you want to keep the legs in tip-top condition. You can kind of use it as well for intervals and repeats. The shoe just flies once you get going. So we had £243 minus 161. That leaves us about £82 for something to cover the daily duties, the mile mashing stuff, which in fairness is some of the most important efforts that you do in training. Sometimes they kind of get overlooked a little bit, I suppose, just our daily stuff. People focus on those speed runs and stuff, but all of it's important to get prepared for a half or full marathon. How about this killer deal from Sports Direct for the Vomero 16 from Nike? So they've reduced this one down half price, £130 down to £65. The black colourway too, so you can use it in the UK winter weather without a problem. Ideal for daily use type stuff, this shoe. Really overlooked and underrated model. I think it's probably one of Nike's best ones for years. Nice soft carafoam and some ZoomX inside for a perfect combination there with our two other top end shoes. So 82 quid minus 65 there for the Vomero 16 gives us 17 quid. That's one of the best deals I've found in a long time, people, over at Sports Direct. Good old Mike Ashley, eh? He obviously knew I was going to be doing this multi-shoe rotation for 400 quid video, and he's come up with the goods. Well done, Mike. It's odd that Nike have released brand new versions of the Vomero 16 only a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, we see half price deals for practically the same shoe. It's really odd. Heaven knows where the Vomero 17 is. We saw a review a while back, didn't we, from the run testers, but there's been nothing since then. So again, that leaves us with about 17 quid to buy some socks or a, I don't know, a DVD or something. Do people still do that? Maybe you could get some nutritional aids there to help you along in your training or on the race day itself. You could treat yourself to some Bakewell tarts or a coffee or something. Yeah, that sounds good actually. I need one of those right now. So 2 rotations with some real quality there. What I'm really doing here, people, is just showing you that spending £400 just on one pair of shoes is complete madness. There's a recent Rose Anvil video where he chopped up what appeared to be a pair of the Travis Scott Jordan 1s, said that the leather was, you know, much better, a bit thicker, higher quality, etc. The rest of the shoe was practically the same as a standard pair of Jordan 1s. And he then sort of told you, well, actually, this is a fake pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1s. And yeah, people are spending out serious money on those on the resale market. It's just bonkers, really. Remember, it's a pair of shoes. They're for enjoying. They're to transport you, you know, to a fun place. If it's not a fun price, then you're on the wrong train line there. You're going to the wrong destination. Here we're getting 3 for the price of 1 pair, remember. And you'll get loads of miles out of all of these that I've chosen in the selections today. I bet you guys could even come up with some 4 shoe rotations if you really try hard. I mean, you'll have to scrimp a bit here and there, to be honest. I did come up with one that was 4, but it was a bit overpriced, so it's cheating, isn't it? Let me know your combinations for the price of the ADIZERO Pro EVO 1 down in the comments. A musical interlude for you. I managed to find my Neil Young in Berlin DVD. I've been looking for this around the house for years, in fact. Absolutely fantastic stuff on here. He's got a great band together. They appear to be using some sort of backing track there for some of the electronic vocoded elements and some of the drum machine sounds. You've actually got Nils Lofgren here playing guitar alongside Neil Young as well, and some absolutely fantastic interplay between the two of them. My personal favourite on here is probably Sample and Hold, but also their version of Like a Hurricane. Neil Young having a few problems with his tie getting caught on his guitar strings at one point, which is particularly humorous. If you can find it out there on DVD, I highly recommend you pick it up. Neil Young in Berlin. Incidentally, I think I was about like 3 years old when that concert happened, which is kind of weird. But it's one of my favourites. Go and check it out, people. Thanks for tuning in. It's always appreciated. Just remember, if you're having a hard time out there, and people are right now, you're a total legend. Just keep on going, keep getting out there and doing your best, because your best's good enough. And if anybody ever tells you any different, they're wrong. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you